Hello, my name is James Moore. I was born in 1853 in Alabama, but lived in Waco for most of my life. You may recognize my name. My grandmother, Phoebe Moore, and my parents, Thomas and Eliza Jane, were charter members of this church. So, like many of you, my roots are in Central Christian Church. I learned by watching my family that church is not just a Sunday commitment, but a life commitment. Central Christian was chartered in 1870, but we did not hold our first Sunday school until 4 years later. I was the first Sunday school superintendent, and I continued in that role for 15 years. It gives me great joy to know that regular Sunday school attendance would eventually grow to over 1,100 men, women, and children. The very next year, 1875, Central moved into its own home. The very next year, Central moved into its own home. Until that time, our 70 members had gathered using borrowed spaces. That church building met our needs for 10 years. By that time, I'd become established in the real estate business and was able to assist Central. Remember, church is not just a Sunday commitment. I helped sell that old building for $2,500, money we used to buy an empty lot on Washington Avenue. Since we were temporarily without a church building, I gladly lent a building that I owned at 700 Austin to the church as a temporary meeting place while our new church home was being built. In 1886, we moved into our new church home on Washington Avenue. That building cost $16,000, and many said it was one of the most beautiful churches in the state. A point of personal pride was that I was one of 5 Waco businessmen that sponsored the move of Addran College from Thorpe Springs to Waco in 1896. While it was in Waco, that college was renamed Texas Christian University, a school many of you may know as well. Another notable part of Central's history that was particularly important to me was in 1873, when J.H. Banton of Huntsville was appointed as district judge of the Waco district. Judge Banton was not employed by Central, but preached whenever he could, and no money was ever paid to him. With his great ability and consecration, he attracted large audiences and gave our small church a high standing in the community. He died suddenly in 1874, and the whole city of Waco closed their doors and attended his funeral. Judge Banton left a long legacy. His wife was the first president of Central's women's group. But most important to me was his daughter, Zulu. We married in 1877. Zulu and I had 7 children that we raised in Central Christian Church. When Zulu died, I moved to Manhattan to pursue business opportunities. So I was not in Waco on January 31st, 1924, when that beautiful, historic church building was destroyed by fire. I chuckled when I heard that the church temporarily met in a German beer hall, and the preacher spoke of serving the Lord in a beer hall. Even though my career was in real estate, I know that the church is not just a building. It's the people. It's the people that make Central Christian Church. Let us pull together for the cause of Christ. As the workers in the vineyard, let us push forward to victory. I did come back home to Central. I died in New York in 1934, but my funeral was held at the reconstructed Central Christian Church on 11th and Washington Avenue. My name is James Moore.